Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we are testing some makeup dupes. We love a great dupe, and when a look turns out almost similar as the high-end one, then life's pretty great, I would say. I want you guys to guess right now. Go in the comments down below. Let me know which one you think is high-end. Is it this side or this side? Comment if you think this side, right, if you think this side, left. Maybe a little confusing for you, but that is my side. Now, every product that I used is a dupe, but I would say the dupes that I did test out turned out amazingly. I would not have thought that this and this are two different price points. And as you could probably tell from the title, like 50 something dollars, over 200. That's a big savings. So if you guys want to know the dupes that I tried out and how close they are, just keep watching. Okay, so I want to have high-end on this side and drugstore on this side. Primers on my left side of the face. I'm going to be going in with the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. They have repackaged this. I'm just focusing this where I get the most pores, kind of like all over, really. And this retails for $36. These aren't the normal primers that I gravitate towards. It should be interesting to see how foundation lays on top. We have our left side primed, and now for the right side, the drugstore, it's the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer in the clear one. This only retails with the small one for $6. It's a $30 difference. I can already kind of tell a difference, but not much. It's just this one seems a little more slick. They give the skin the same appearance. Foundation. And some of these colors may not be dupes for each other, but they are, like, I would say closest to the, if not the lightest shade. High-end side, we have the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Ivory, and these shades run really yellow, so I don't think I would ever be able to find a shade that would match me. And I just used one pump, and we're also duping some tools, or well, a tool, the Beauty Blender. This is just the original pink one. I really do like the finish of this foundation. These shades just run a little yellow for me, and I do kind of have a little bit of a tan thanks to summer. That's when I can actually wear this, is when I have somewhat of a tan. So about a pump of that foundation covered up one side of the face. So far this side is looking pretty good. To dupe it, we have the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation and concealer, the 2-in-1 in the shade 1 Creamy Vanilla. They do have a 00, which came out after I purchased this foundation, and I've been too lazy to go and repurchase it because of how much I actually have in my collection at the moment. I'm just doing a pump, and off the bat I can tell that this is a little thicker, but I am using the Real Techniques Miracle Blending Sponge. So as we can tell, they're not a shade match. This Born This Way foundation retails for $39, and the Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation retails for $10. And you can now get this on Ulta, and everything except for one product you can get on Ulta. So I still have like quite a bit of foundation on the back of my hand. A pump of the Milani one goes a longer way than a pump of the Too Faced one. This side is a lot darker than this, and I actually kind of prefer the finish of this foundation. It kind of gives more of a natural finish and it kind of dries down a little bit more. This side looks a little more heavy. Once we have powder and stuff on, I'll say it's really a dupe. Concealer. This side we're going in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This retails for $27. And then for the dupe, I know you guys have probably seen this go around, but it's the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer, and this retails for $7. And this shade is in the shade C2, and it's a little darker than the Tarte one, which is in the shade Fair. I use both of these concealers in like my everyday routine. I use this more for spot concealing and then this for like highlighting, just because this is a little lighter and I just kind of want to balance everything out. I'm going to use this one in the center of the face. I kind of prefer the Tarte one, except it like kind of removes my foundation a little bit, which is kind of annoying, but I just roll with it. As of right now, I prefer the left side to my right, and it's kind of just like the color, I think, and like the way that this foundation is sitting. I would say that these two aren't really a dupe for each other just because of how thick this foundation is, but it is a good like alternative because they are kind of similar. This just gives a more skin-like appearance. Powder. When I was like researching dupes and stuff, this dupe kind of surprised me. This is the Kat Von D Lock It Setting Powder in Translucent. I'm actually gonna bake, so I have the Kat Von D one on the left side. For the drugstore side, we have the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. This is in Translucent Extra Coverage. This does have a scent to it, and I've yet to find the unscented one. And I've been into baking recently. While this bakes, the Kat Von D, the full size, retails for $30, and the Coty Airspun retails for $6. I only got the small size just because that's how I like to try out powders and other products, is just get a small size. Probably not the most cost efficient. I'm now gonna dust all that powder. I've never used these products in conjunction with each other, and I'm liking how the finish is turning out. Just taking those same powders and setting the rest of my face. I don't have any dupes for bronzer, blush, highlight, and brows, so I'm gonna go ahead and do those off camera, and then we'll be back for the eyes. I brought you guys in a little closer for the eyes, and I'm just going to prime my eyes first, and I'm just doing that with the same concealer and powder. I just realized that I had a eyeshadow primer dupe. Eyeshadow. For high end, we have the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I've not seen anywhere that these two are a dupe for each other, but they look so similar. I'm actually gonna put up a side by side right now of how similar these two look. I was just shopping online and I was like, these are like almost identical. Tell me those are not like so similar. The Makeup Revolution and Soph X one is retails for $15. Too Faced Sweet Peach palette retails for $49. I'm gonna first take this brush, dip into the shade Georgia of the Sweet Peach palette. A combination of iced coffee and peaches in the Makeup Revolution palette. I'm dipping into both because iced coffee is like the perfect like tone, but it needed a little more peachy, so I'm dipping into peaches. And now with my Lash Taper Blending Brush, I'm gonna go into the shade Puree from the Sweet Peach palette with the shade Cup of Tea and the Makeup Revolution palette. Like a shade or two lighter with the shade Summer Yum on an e.l.f. crease brush from the Sweet Peach palette, and the shade Danger mixed with Pumpkin from the Makeup Revolution palette. The shade Candied Peach and Puree mixed together, from the Too Faced palette on the lower lash line, and Peaches, the Makeup Revolution palette. I'm gonna go into the shade Caramelized from the Sweet Peach palette. And I took that on a Luxie 245 small shader brush. And then with my finger, I'm taking the shade Smoked Bronze. So I find that your finger works the best with the shimmer shades in this palette. Mascara. The left side, we have the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. On Ulta.com, this retails for $23. On the right lashes, I have the L'Oreal Voluminous Original, and I believe it's supposed to be the Carbon Black. That's the dupe, but this retails for $8, and I got the shade Black Brown. So instead, I'm gonna go in with the Carbon Black Waterproof one, because I know this one is black. I don't know if I'm the one that picked that up or if that's the one that I got for my birthday. So I just zoomed you guys out a little bit more so you guys can see this all. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my lips because, again, don't have any dupes. And then we'll be back to, like, I'll tell you guys what I thought were actual dupes and which are, yeah. What do I have to say about these products? These two, the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer and the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Face Primer. Would I say they're exact dupes? No. Would I say they give the same effect? Yes. If you have super oily skin, I wouldn't really recommend the e.l.f. one, but it still gave the same effect to my skin, and isn't that what we're looking for? Foundation. So we can probably still tell this side it's a little darker than this side. Would I say they're exact dupes? No. Do they give similar finishes? Kind of. This one is a little thicker, and a little goes a long way with this foundation. I would just say the color range needs to expand a little more because this is like the second shade. Wouldn't really say that it's like the best. Out of these two, I actually prefer the Born This Way just because of the finish it gave and how it is closer to my actual skin tone. But if you guys want to save some money, I would say get this. However, if you are super dry, don't really think this will work out the best for you. This may work a little better. It'll still give like a natural finish. This one dries down a little bit more than this one. Concealers. This one is a little more heavy duty. This is a little lighter on the skin. As for colors, I don't know what color match would be the best. I prefer this concealer for spot concealing and this one for highlighting an actual good coverage. So it all depends on how much you're willing to spend and what kind of finish you want. Overall, they're a pretty similar dupe. This one just feels a little heavier than this one. Powders. To me, powders are the same. I do like the finish of the Kat Von D one, and I do love the finish of this. Out of these two, which one I would repurchase? Probably Coty Airspun, just because of the price point for me personally. Eyeshadows. Are these two exact dupes? No. Can you mix shades to get the colors you want? Yes. The blendability of it, you can kind of blend this more a little bit, but for color payoff, this one is the winner. And I've not seen anywhere where it's saying that these two are a dupe, but look this up, give it a try. I know Makeup Revolution is one of those brands where you can kind of find a dupe to any high-end product, but I do really like this palette. And we all know how much I love Sweet Peach palette. I would say shimmers are better in this palette. Mascaras. I don't know if it's because I used the waterproof one and it's a little more of a drier formula than this one, but looking at my lashes, this one gave my lashes a little more length than this one, but these still gave the same effect because they are my lashes. For this side being only $52 and this side being like over $200, I would say that there are some great alternatives at the drugstore or at a more affordable price. Some of these were marketed as dupes, some of them weren't, and so just have to go out there and look. I would say I love all these products. Anyways, if you guys like this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel or give it a thumbs up or both. If you guys have any video requests, you can leave them in the comments down below or at me on my social media, which is all under SassMaddie YT, same it's spelled here, both Twitter and Instagram. Let me know, which side do you guys prefer, the high-end or the drugstore? I can barely tell the difference. The only major difference is how dark this side is, but they both look amazing. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.